Hello, I'm Dr. Michelle DeMary, and for the next 5 weeks, you and I will be working together to explore the world of the legal environment through a course, Accounting 210, in the winter session online, December 2018, January 2019, here at Susquehanna University. Welcome to the class. This video is intended to be kind of the same material one would cover during the first day of an in-person class. I'm going to review parts of the syllabus with you. All of this is available, including the syllabus, on Blackboard, and much of the material is also reinforced through other documents and links found on Blackboard. I'm going to review the syllabus, although I still expect and hope that you will read it in detail as the class begins and pay close attention to everything that it presents, particularly due dates. I would note that this class moves very fast. We have to cover 14 weeks worth of material in only 4 weeks of class, and so that means we're going to be moving fast and furious. And so I encourage you to stay up on top of the material as it is presented. A few pieces of information here at the beginning on your syllabus. My name, contact information, both email as well as my cell phone number that you can reach me at. I will be sure to respond to any email you send me. I would guarantee within 12 hours, probably sooner, but that's what I can try to guarantee you. I also have listed here 3 different hours during the week when I can guarantee you I will be online and ready to respond either to an email request, a telephone call, or we could have a Zoom or Skype for Business conversation if that would be helpful on any of the material that we're discussing in class on which you would like to have further clarification or which you would just like to discuss. The only thing I would ask is that, well, I will try hard to respond to you quickly should you send me an email request. I would also ask that you try to do the same. Particularly, again, since this class moves very quickly, we can't be waiting 1 or 2 days for things that may need to be done within the course of a week. This class is a little bit different than a quick summer session class in that we have 5 weeks that we are together, theoretically, but we will only have class expected to be a part of the class for 4 weeks, so that during the holiday week between December 22nd and December 30th, you will not have anything assigned to complete. The library will not be accessible. Any assistance from the IT office will not be accessible. I will probably be a little less accessible than I might be otherwise. You're certainly welcome to work ahead on material during that week, but nothing will be assigned during that week. Again, on the syllabus here, you've got a little notice about please note. We're going to move very fast. That means if you're running into any kind of problems or challenges, either with the material in the class, which you should call me about, or with any of the technology associated with the class and your contact information I'll review in a moment, you really need to let us know as soon as possible because we can't wait for the next week because by then an entire week's worth of material, which is a quarter of the semester effectively, is done. So it's important that we communicate if there is any need to do so as quickly as possible. The technology for this class, obviously being an online class, there'll be lots of technology available. The class is fully available on Blackboard. Through Blackboard, you will access a program called MindTap, which is available from the textbook publishing company, Cengage. If you're having any difficulty with MindTap, your best bet is to contact them directly. There's information here in the syllabus. The same information is also posted on Blackboard should you need to find it. And they're, in my experience, pretty accessible and able to resolve problems quickly. If you're having any trouble with either Blackboard itself or with Zoom, which is a program we will use to have in-person meetings, you can contact Ms. Marie Hassinger in the SCU Information Technology Department, and her phone number and her email address are there. And again, Maria is the Blackboard expert, so she should be able to help you with any of those things. You're welcome to contact me if you're having technology problems. My technological skills aren't very strong, so my guess is I would probably just forward you to the proper tech person anyway. So you're probably best to skip the middleman and go directly to them. You can certainly copy me on any messages you might send so that I'm aware that you might be having any challenges in accessing material. Okay. There's also a little bit more information about the kind of laptop or desktop computer you should probably be using. Tablets, phones probably aren't as effective for some of the technology we'll be using, and you can read more about that here in the syllabus. There is a textbook for this class. It is called Essentials of the Legal Environment. It is the same class that I think it is the same text that is presently being used by legal environment classes that meet during the semester as well. What I have ordered for you through the bookstore at Susquehanna is a hard copy that is a loose bound, so that it is much cheaper than buying a bound copy. It comes with the 3 holes punched in it that you can put in a 3-ring binder. I figured you would rather have the money than the binding. And it also comes, most importantly, with a registration code. And it's the registration code you will need to use to be able to access MindTap, which is where you will find a variety of materials, both to study and to complete assignments and take exams. So you'll actually need to have that access code. There's also information on the Blackboard site about ordering the text and the code directly from Cengage, and there are a variety of financial packets available for that as well. I think for about $100 you can buy just the access code without any hard copy, but which also gives you access to an online version of the text. So that might be the most cost effective for people. Here you find, follows what you find in all syllabi, an overview of the course. Our primary interest here is the way in which the law intersects with the business community, and it does so in myriads of ways. Some that we expect, others that perhaps may be more hidden. When we're talking about the law here, we're talking mostly about law as it is developed and implemented through the nation's judicial system, through the courts, both state and federal, and we'll spend much more time talking about that over the course of the next 5 weeks. There are also listed here the learning objectives for the class. The first set of them are my learning objectives, that when I look at the syllabus and when I think about the material we'll cover, these are the things that I hope you will learn more about. You may also be aware that for Susquehanna students, this course also fulfills 2 elements of our central curriculum, both the interdisciplinary and ethics intensive requirements. And so the course is designed to try and meet those as well. The learning objectives for all, as you would find in any ethics intensive or interdisciplinary course, are also listed in the syllabus. My hope is that you read the learning goals and they make some sense now. In an ideal world, if we're both doing our jobs well, by the end of the semester, they will make a lot more, by the end of our 4 weeks, they should make a lot more sense. So there is a privacy statement included here. You may feel free to read it. I need to include it so that we can continue to be accredited for our online summer and winter program. So it's there for your reading pleasure. Now, most important, obviously, what you want to know about is, so what do I have to do to get a grade in this class? A couple of things I would note about that. First, while I know you're interested in the grade for the class, I'm also interested that you're going to be able to learn. So there are several things throughout this online course where you will be encouraged to do things for which you may not be graded, but which in the long run are really going to help you to learn more. If we were in class together for 14 weeks, I would be able to kind of push you and prod you and test your ability and your understanding of certain materials. But doing this online, a little bit more of this is going to have to rest on your shoulders to be proactive, to take advantage of the many things that I presented so that you can continue to learn the material. Now, the first thing you'll see listed under assignments and exams is attendance and participation, which may feel a little strange for an online course. But I'm a pretty firm believer that we must have some sort of personal contact in order to make the learning process more effective. And so I will be sending you an email, or I have already, depending on when you see this video, that will ask for times that you might be available for a 30 to 45-minute class session during each of the next 5 weeks. Chances are with 10 or 12 of us, however many there will be, I may not find one time that is good for everybody, so I may schedule 2 or even 3 times if that's necessary. But we will use a program called Zoom, and that program will enable us, I will send you an invitation, you'll be able to log on very easily, and we'll be able to meet together online and have some conversations so that we can talk about current events, so that we can talk about materials that you're reading or videos that you've been viewing and any questions you may have on them, so you can raise questions on the assignments, and it'll give us a chance to interact a little bit and explore the material we're studying a little bit more deeply. There's an explanation here about how points work in regard to attendance and participation. Later on, if you have questions on that, I'd be happy to entertain them. The first graded thing that is listed on here are hypotheticals. They're questions that are kind of like a quiz. They're found at the end of each of the 12 chapters that we'll be reviewing this semester, this 4 weeks. And they're available through MindTap, which is why it's starred. All of the starred items are things on which you will be graded and which are available through the MindTap application. There are ways, and I'll show you on the syllabus in a moment, how you can prepare for those hypotheticals. You'll take 12 quizzes, the 10 highest grades, worth 10 points each, will be added together to reach something close to 100 points, I hope, for each and every one of you. I would note here, as well as for all the other assignments, the weekly assignments are due each week, and they are due by 11 o'clock on Friday, and there is no wiggle room in that. So everything that's assigned for week 1, you can do it all on Friday if you want, but it all must be done by Friday at 11 p.m. because that material will no longer be available after 11 p.m. on Friday. Okay, so you'll need to be conscious about that. Obviously, if you miss 1 week, it wouldn't be the end of the world since I dropped the lowest grade. But if you start missing more than 2 weeks worth of hypotheticals, then you start getting zeros on things. Okay. In addition to the hypotheticals, at the end of each week, there will be an exam. The exam will look at those chapters that we have studied, the 3 chapters we have studied during that week. Again, there will be multiple choice, true and false questions. You will have 60 minutes to complete 50 questions. Okay. On the hypotheticals, you get 2 chances and there's no time limit, so you can spend as much time as possible. On the exams, you get 50 questions and you only get 60 minutes. You only get 1 chance on the exams. In both instances, though, you are welcome to use the text and to use the book to help you in completing the exams and the quizzes. Okay. There's also 100 points that I will allocate for Yellow Dig participation. I don't know if any of you have used Yellow Dig through the Blackboard site before, but it is a way that enables us to have conversations asynchronously or at different times, and I will ask you to post news items that may be of interest in regard to law, especially law and business, and to comment upon that posting. And then you'll get so many points for posting and you will get so many points for commenting on other people's posts. It's a way for me to make sure that we have some discussion of current events, that we bring information that's happening in the real world and see how that in fact does connect to the material that you're learning in class. Okay, so how this works is explained there. The program, if you haven't used it before, I will show you it in a moment, is pretty intuitive. It runs largely like Facebook does, so that even an old person like me can figure it out pretty easily. So again, though, Marie Hessinger would be your contact person if you're having trouble with Yellow Dig, because it actually is part of the Blackboard site. So she would be the person to contact. Points for these will be allocated each week, and I think I have it set up so the week starts at 1 a.m. on a Saturday and ends at 11 p.m. on Friday. So you have that entire period of time within which you can post or comment upon articles. Okay. You will get another 200 points for 4 different papers. Each week there is 1 or sometimes several from which you can choose one. Videos that are presented by the Cengage folks on MindTap that deal predominantly either with interdisciplinary or even more often ethics questions that help you to explore the intersection between ethics and law, where they intersect, where they don't, what difference that makes. And so I have a question that is appropriate to each of the videos, and I have posted those, and will ask you to write a 1 to 2 page paper in response to that. How I will grade is listed there. Most importantly, in addition to it being well written and following the guidelines and being clear and being thoughtful, is that it connects in some way to the material that we have looked at during that week or during previous weeks. Okay? Because the goal really is for you to integrate what we are learning in your answers to these questions. Also important, sounds picky, but it makes my life a whole lot more difficult if you all don't follow this, and that is for all the written assignments, I would like you to do them in a Word document. And I would like you to append that Word document or attach that Word document to an email that you send to me. Okay, they're not going to be posted on Blackboard. They're not going to be in a PDF format, please. But please, as a Word doc, sent to me by email. Okay, makes my job a whole lot easier. There was also an assignment, and the description of the assignment as it's developed is posted on Blackboard, in which you will be asked to choose a business or industry that you would like to own or manage in the first week. And in the next 3 weeks, you will think about how your business or industry might be affected by one of the elements of business law that we are talking about that week. Again, this is an attempt to try and connect what's going on, what you will do, hopefully, when you become business owners, business managers working in the business world, and what it is that, in fact, we're learning in this class. And last but not least, a part of the assignment that I found people really do enjoy, and I think I borrowed this from Dr. Davis, is that you will be expected to do a field study either by going to a courthouse, going to a legal setting, interviewing a lawyer, where you will find out a little bit more of the practice of law from their perspective. I'm fairly wide open to what that venue might be. I'm happy to talk to anybody individually in helping you to choose one or to find one. Okay, and during our first week of synchronous class meetings, we will talk about this a little bit more. And that you will send to me in a 2 to 3 page paper. That will be due, you have the entire 5 weeks to work on it. That will be due by 11 p.m. on the final Friday of the class, January 18th. Okay. And there's the grading breakdown. It's a 1,000-point scale, but it's identical to a 100-point grading scale. I just do away with the decimals. Okay. Now, the material here the course material and the assignment deadlines is the same in the syllabus as you will find on Blackboard. So I'm going to switch over to Blackboard here now and show you what this looks like. This should be the site that you will be led to when you sign on to Blackboard, or sign on to our class for Blackboard. You will be taken to the content page with a variety of things I would like to point out to you. At the bottom, you will see there's information on troubleshooting, on accessing the textbook, and about using Zoom for our synchronous class sessions. So that material can all be found there should you have questions as we're going through the semester. Yellow Dig, which I talked about previously, let me pull that up for you first. This is what it will look like in a moment, I think. There we go. And you can see I already posted an article to get us started. You pin is the same as posting an article. And you see down below there are places for commenting, right? So I already have 10 points for the week because I already did one article. And this is where you will post news articles and comment upon the articles that others have, okay? Let me go back now to our site. Oops, sorry. There we go. Here are the video response questions for those videos. I said you'll watch one a week and respond to the question. The questions are listed with the video, but if you should have trouble finding that in any reason, all of the questions are also listed here in this document. Okay. Let me show you now what Mind tab looks like. When you click on this, it will take you out of Blackboard and into the Mind tab world. It's fairly seamless. You won't really notice that. The only thing you should pay attention to is that you may need to enable pop-ups for this to occur. I've already done that, so I won't run into the problem. But you may, in fact, find that you need to enable pop-ups. Okay. I'm going to sign. Oh, it's already open. Sorry, I was ahead of myself. This is what the page looks like. Now you can view this as either in a list, or you can do it by date. You will see here that we have week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and week 2 has 0 activities. That's because this is the week that we are in fact on break. So, for the holiday. So it's actually 4 weeks worth of material, week 1, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. When you look within each of them, what you will find first is the deadline by which everything's due for week 1. That's Friday, December 21st at 11 a.m. And you will see first a couple of worksheets. Now you notice here that it just says practice and it's worth 1 point. Actually, it'll be worth no points. I just have to put something in to satisfy the computer program. These are the same questions that will appear on your hypotheticals and on your exam for the week. So they're, number one, a good way for you to prepare for both of those, which are in fact graded, and for you to test yourself to see if you're understanding the material that is being presented. Again, this is one of those instances where if we were in class for 14 weeks and I could see you and talk to you, I could work through these things with you, but I think it's incumbent upon you to take a little responsibility and to be able to look at these yourself and work through them. There's unlimited amount of time, unlimited amount of takes. You can take it over again. You can ask for hints. But the goal is to see if you've learned the material that you have read about in Chapter 1 in this instance. Your hypothetical is in fact the quiz. That will count towards your grade. You will get 2 opportunities to take it. The best score will get recorded, and it is unlimited in time, and it is open book. Okay. Chapter 2, worksheets 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3. Another hypothetical, which is the quiz for Chapter 2. Now in Chapter 3, you'll see we have the video exercise, and this is where you will be given a video of 3 to 6 minutes that's produced by Cengage, and they're a little cheesy, but they're not bad. And they present you with a scenario that I really want you to think about. Now, there are some questions at the end of it, and I do need to change this because it says 10 points, and that's fine, but it doesn't count towards your grade. There are questions at the end that you're free to answer to see if you're understanding it, but what you will be graded on is your answer to the question that goes along with each of these videos. So here the question is, what would you do if you were the CEO of this company in regard to the scenario presented? And I want you to write me a 1 to 2 page paper in response to that and send me the answer. So that's what you will be graded upon, okay? There will be 4 of those, 1 each week, worth 50 points, okay? Again, week 3, here's your worksheets, here's your hypothetical, and there's the test for all 3 chapters. You will have 60 minutes to answer 50 questions. Pretty reasonable, I think. You only get 1 chance on the exam. And it is open book, okay? And then each of the other weeks is identical to that. This is what it's going to look like. Let me go back to Blackboard here now. This is the same as you find on your syllabus. Week 1, 2, 3, and 4, this is the material that is presented on your syllabus. Reminder of when things are due, and it gives you a summary of the work that will be expected for the week. So that I would ask you to read the syllabus, you view this video, you read chapter 1. I have this video as well as 4 others that are posted that present a little bit more in-depth coverage on some of the material that I think the text doesn't go into as deeply, that I think might be helpful for you to understanding the rest of the course. It's not required. You're not going to get tested on it necessarily, but I think it will provide you with a deeper understanding of the U.S. government, of the role of the courts, of the distinction between civil and criminal law, and of questions about discrimination, whether it be in the private or the public sphere. All 4 of those are things that your text brushes over. I think that the videos I present give you a little bit more detail on that. The videos are probably 15 to 20 minutes long, each of them. And you will see they're listed in here when I think it would make most sense for you to watch them in the course of learning. So read chapter 1, watch my video on the U.S. government, and complete your worksheets. And once you've done with that, you can do your hypothetical, which is the first graded thing you'll be doing for the week, right? Read chapter 2, complete the worksheets, do your second hypothetical, which is your quiz. Read chapter 3, do your worksheets, do your third hypothetical, and do your video exercise. So the hypotheticals are worth 10 each, your video exercise is worth 50, your test is worth 100, and your business law assignment is worth 25. Okay? And all told, then over the course of 4 weeks, that gives us the potential of 1,000 different points. That's what the class is going to cover over 4 weeks. It's an interesting set of material. It's very pertinent to what you are studying, whether you're a business major, an environmental studies major, a legal studies major, or just somebody who's interested in taking the class. I look forward to working with you over the course of the next 5 weeks. Thanks for your time.